Good afternoon, evening. My goodness, my day has just gone by. I had a couple of appointments to attend to today and got out of here early this morning. And usually I like to do my live with Tony's in the morning, but unfortunately today kind of flew by. And here it is, almost 6 o'clock. But I wanted to make sure I did it because I had a great opportunity to spend some time over at the Dr. Phillips YMCA and observe the workshop that Michael Dattino and Catherine Hagan are doing with seniors that are in some early stage of worrying about memory loss, and some of them you wouldn't know they had any memory loss at all. They're as sharp and as acute as can be, and just the delight to be there and look at the interaction with the volunteers, with the family members, and with the participants that are in the workshop. And it gets me to see the difference that you can follow with the people that have attended this for at least 6 months to a year in their social interactions and their willingness to jump into a conversation and their ability to have a conversation and share life experiences and share the things that they're learning and benefiting by in the workshop. And it's just a gem. And this is now its third year in existence, and it really fills the bill for what is the next step that people who are looking for some kind of help that feel that they're on a lost island and they don't know where to go and know what to do because the medicine on Alzheimer's and dementia haven't advanced enough to be concrete other than, well, we're trying another drug and trying another pill. And all I say to people, this isn't about pills, this isn't about drugs, this is about activity, an activity that can stimulate your brain. And I know, being a part of the USA Memory Championship for 26 years, I've seen the difference it's made in the lives of people who have competed, anywhere from a 12-year-old to a 72-year-old, and what they've had to do to practice and exercise their brain. So what are some of the things you can do to exercise your cognitive fitness and put some practice? First of all, we look at mental challenges. So within the program at the Y, there are exercises that not physical exercises, though there are, and I'll cover that in a minute, but there are paper exercises that they get where they have to fill in, they're using their executive function in their brain, they're using their short-term memory, they're using their little mathematical challenges, they're using some logic questions and things, but we get pencil and paper, like way back when we were in school, we had paper and pencil. And they sit there and they have to go through sequencing, they have to go through logic. If this is happening and this happens, what does that lead to in terms of the result? And so they have some math problems in calculating. If somebody went to the store and they were buying 3 of this item and this cost this much and they had a $10 bill, how much change will they get? They're not complicated algebra calculus issues, but they're fundamentals, and I'm sorry to say, I find a lot of young people working cash registers that can't get change of a $20 bill without their register if it happened to not be working. So the fundamental math skills, I think we're dumbing down our society with technology sometimes. I'm really been at this for 30 plus years to say, God, what is this doing to the brains of our young people today? And there are days when I say it's damaging them because I see more and more things not working. But back to the class. So exercises, they get paper exercises that gives them a chance to use their analytical skills, to use their mental skills and fundamentals of reading and words that fit in, spelling, putting in the right words that match this sentence, and their comprehension of English, their mathematical skills and basic math, division, maybe subtraction. And so there are paper exercises that they're given for part of the program. Now, exercise, what we keep reading and seeing and studying is the physical mobility, and our flexibility and our aerobic activities makes a world of difference. So they get to do a half hour of exercise. They go into one of the YMCA gyms, and they get to have a little gym room for themselves. And Catherine guides them through a series of physical exercises, and she understands the biochemistry of the brain and the activities and the connections of it. She is just a fantastic person in terms of working with, who really gets what are the best exercises I can give that are just not what we call generic. Okay, we can all figure out how to exercise, but what exercises is she giving to the students that really are engaging their cognitive functions as well. And so it's a major plus in terms of things that she can share and teach and work at that she incorporates into her exercise program that feed and build on the paper exercises. So it's an integration of the whole day. Now, what else can you do? Well, what people don't realize is the damage when one feels isolated or alone, and they feel like a basket case, or they feel they're alone. I don't want to share this problem. I want to stay in the house. I don't want to talk to. I don't want anybody to see me this way. And what you see in this workshop between the volunteers and the family members and the students themselves is this camaraderie that comes around, and it just builds on the social interaction that each person maintains. Because there's no judgments here, there's no good people, there's no bad people, there's just a compassion and an empathy for everybody, no matter who they are in that room. And that is just priceless, because if I read one more article about the importance of social interaction, bringing people away to feel they have somebody they can talk to, somebody that has compassion and empathy for them, and what that means in terms of cognitive function. I mean, anybody that doesn't get this figured out, by God, I feel so sorry for them, because being alone and feeling isolated is one of the damages that happened to the teenagers in the COVID shutdowns. And boy, those kids still paying for that. Well, that doesn't get any better if you're a senior and you start losing your friends and your relatives and your family members, and now you feel like, God, I'm alone. Where am I? Who's going to take care of me? And how this brings together people with a compassion and empathy, that from the volunteers to the family members to the students themselves, there's a team camaraderie around this. I tell you, I wouldn't want to put these people out on a football field. They'll mow everybody down that gets in front of them, assuming we're not into a physical activity that is brute force and strength, but using mental capacity and the skills of caring for one another, supporting one another, and being there to assist and help when in need or when conversations are necessary. Just incredible. So right off the bat, we have the mental exercises, we have the physical exercises, and we have the social interaction. And those are three of the things that I keep reading about. You know, what do I keep reading in these newsletters that I get? What am I finding, you know, in all these different things in terms of healthy aging, and what are we doing to maintain good heart health and stuff? The social interactions, to know that there are people in our lives that make a difference, that care about us, that we look forward to. And it was sad to me today, being part, as we ended the class, we said, okay, it's a Monday, Wednesday class, and as people were walking out, I heard them telling their caregivers, but I don't come back here till Monday. Why can't they do a class on Friday? Why can't we do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday? In fact, why can't we do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? And I'm hearing this from the people that are in the workshop and from the family members that care, because the people that are in it just love it so much. They just can't thank Michael and Catherine, who are the facilitators that lead the program, for what they're doing in helping their family members and their loved ones find purpose in life, find a reason to come someplace, and get a joy out of being there. And occasionally we'll get into sports, and football season's here now, and baseball season's wrapping up, and what skills and teams. We learned something about a gentleman that was a professor of English today, got a small little English lesson, which was interesting in terms of what he was able to share as he taught English at university. And so everybody was like, wow, you know, thank you for sharing that. And so each of these seniors that are part of it, each of the people that are not all seniors, but that are part of the workshop, have something to give and something of value. It still gives them the feeling that they're contributing and that there's some benefit to their life and something that they're doing in it. So it was a great day, in between a couple of my doctor appointments, but it was a great day, and I'm so thrilled to be a part of it and see the maturity of it. And boy, if this is a program that shouldn't be brought to every country or every state in the country, I don't know what would, because it's got huge payoffs for people who desperately can find the benefit from it. That's I'm glad I got this today. I was like it's Wednesday, 6 o'clock, and I wanted to make sure I got out there, because I was kind of really fired up after coming from the workshop at YMCA today.